Hi everyone and Happy New Year to you. Today's video is going to be all about hot foiling. I've had a few requests for a video on this, and it's something I've been meaning to do for months but just haven't had the time. But this week I have got a free week. I did a load of Create and Craft TV shows last week, so this week I have got a bit of free time. I've tidied up my craft room today, so I'm ready to do some videos. So we're going to be looking at how you hot foil using the Big Shot. Now you may or may not know that I work for Sizzix. I'm a freelance designer and I do their TV shows on Create and Craft. So obviously whatever hot foil system I wanted to go for needed to work with the Big Shot, because that's the machine that I use all the time. And Sizzix don't make a hot foil machine at the moment. I don't know if they've got any plans to bring one out. I hope so, but for the meantime, the machine I use is the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil system, and there's two reasons really that I went for this machine over the others on the market. The first one is that I have used the Spellbinders die cutting machines before. I was on the design team for Spellbinders before I started working for Sizzix, so I'm quite familiar with the platinum machines. And I feel that in terms of the opening on the machine and the sort of plates, they're not that different. They're a fairly similar sort of depth, and the plate configuration for the platinum and the Big Shot is relatively similar. So that for me made me think, well, it's probably going to be easy to figure out how to use the Spellbinders foiling system with the Sizzix Big Shot. And it is a very simple configuration for the plates. So I'll run you through that though when we look through the machine. And the second reason, which is really a bit shallow, is the look of the machine. The Crafter's Companion machine I'm sure is fabulous, but I just don't like the purple colour. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm quite fussy about my craft room and I like everything to sort of match, and I felt the colouring of the Spellbinders Platinum sort of colour scheme isn't that dissimilar to the Big Shot, because the machine is a nice sort of white with just this sort of bronzy colour, and it looks quite nice. Why that's such a massive issue to me, I don't know, because to be quite honest, this is in the box in the cupboard when I'm not using it. It's not like I've got it out on display, but anyway, that's how I am, and that's it. So those are the two reasons that I decided to go for the Spellbinders machine. I haven't tried any of the other machines, so I couldn't comment on how good they are or how easy they are to use with the Big Shot, but I can definitely recommend the Spellbinders Glimmer system to use with the Big Shot. You'll see as we run through that it does work really well with it. So let me switch my camera over and we'll do some foiling. So you can see that the red light is on at the side for the power, and I'm waiting for this green light to come on, which is going to tell me it's ready to use. And then once that light's on, oh, here it goes, I can then get my foil plates ready. I don't have many foil plates. Really, for me, the thing I like to use this foiling system for is sentiments. So my most used set is this Everyday Sentiments foil plate. And this has got various sentiments on it, but it's also got this matching die, and that cuts a strip from the sentiments. So you can pick and choose which sentiments you want to use, foil them onto card, and then use that matching die to cut a sentiment strip. So that's my kind of most used set, and that's the one I use a lot. It's got a good selection of sentiments, and I have to admit, I've been meaning for a while to get some more of these, because Spellbinders do make a range of sentiments. The other sets I've got are quite basic backgrounds really. I've got this dots set. Now these on the back are the plates that came with the machine. I don't really like the font on that one. It's a bit scripty and a bit old-fashioned for me, so I haven't actually used those. And then I've got another, this one's called Twinkle Lights. It's just dots, the same as the other one, but just smaller dots and in a strip. So those are the only foil plates I've got. So we're going to use one of the sentiment strips to start with, and you can see there is a really handy grid on the Glimmer plate platform. So if you wanted to, you could line these up where you want them on your card front. It doesn't matter for me because of course I'm going to use that matching die to just cut these into strips, so I don't have to worry about them being straight for what I'm doing, but it is handy to have that grid. So I'm just cutting a little strip of foil. I should mention the foil actually. You do want to use foil that is designed for this type of system. You would think that hot foil is hot foil, but it's not. The foil that you would use with toner in a laminating type thing or a mink is a different type of foil than you'd be using for this. So I tend to use the Spellbinders Glimmer Foil that comes in these nice small rolls. I have also used the Crafter's Companion foil, and that's really good. I think this rose gold I've got here might be a Crafter's Companion one. And I think this silver came in the box with the machine, I think. So that is one thing to make note. And if you've got a mixture of foils, as I do, I tend to keep all the foils for this system in the box with it so that I don't get them mixed up. So I can place my foil shiny side down onto the hot foil plate. Then I've placed my card on top. And you can see from the manual here, it tells you the plate combination. Now, obviously, this plate combination in this book is designed for the platinum machine. I find for the Big Shot, you do need both the spacer and the shim. It tells you in the book for cardstock, if you were using the Spellbinders machine, to just use the plate and not the shim. But I find for the Big Shot, I need both. So I can pop those on the top, and I've just pressed that timer button. So that's now flashing to tell me that it's heating up. So you just have to wait for that green light to stop flashing, and then I'll be ready to run it through my Big Shot. So now that's stopped flashing, I can pull out the platform. You just pull it towards you. I like to hold it on top just to make sure it doesn't slide. And then you very simply run it through your Big Shot. Now there's virtually no pressure at all on this. The rollers are barely touching it. And I can slide it back onto the platform. Now your metal plate is going to be very hot. So you do want to be careful when you move that. But you can pick up your card and peel back the foil, and you will have a lovely foiled sentiment. Now that's ready to use the matching die, and I can cut that into a nice strip. Now to pick this up, you do get a handy tool and a little silicone mat included with the machine. And this tool has got a handy magnet in the centre. So once you squeeze it, you can use the magnet to pick up the plate and then release it onto that silicone mat. It doesn't take long for it to cool down, but obviously once it's been heated up, it is really, really quite hot. So that's the basics of using this system. I will show you how to use it with your die cuts. You will get quite mixed results when you're using die cuts with this. What is going to foil is actually the cut line. So if you think about it, that's a very fine line on your die. So you're not going to get a nice bold image like we did with that sentiment. So you do need to sort of think about which dies you're using as to which is going to give you a good result. I've grabbed this wildflower stem because I thought that would look quite nice with the fine design. You could always colour in the area that it gives you, but yes, it does give you a very delicate design. So it's the same principle. You place it face up on the platform, wait for it to heat up, then you can place your card on top. Now that's the lights just come on for that, so I can go ahead and set the timer. So I can put the timer on and then place my two plates on top. So again, I've got both the shim and the plate. Now I have skipped forward a little bit here. It's not that instant that the light comes on. It takes about a minute. So now that's stopped flashing, I can pull the plate towards me and slide it across into my Big Shot. And because there is barely no pressure on this, it's not going to cut. So you don't have to worry about the fact that you are using a cutting die here. It's nowhere near enough pressure with those plates to cut into the card. And once I peel this foil back, you'll see we've got a lovely foiled design just following the cut line. So it is quite delicate, but nonetheless it is a nice image. So that's how you use your dies to foil. So we've looked at both ways of using this hot foil system, both with the foil plates that are designed to be used with it and with your die cuts. I personally think I will use it mostly for sentiment strips. I do really like the font on particularly those Spellbinders sentiment sets, so I'm definitely planning to get some more of those. And this is the little pot where I keep them. I tend to do a whole batch in one go, die cut them and then pop them in here. It's not just foiling I've got in here. I do also have a load of sentiment strips that I stamped and heat embossed and then cut. So I do that in batches as well because it's time consuming, and it's great to have them to hand when I need them. So I hope this video has been useful to you if you are on the fence as to whether to get a hot foil system and which one to get. As I mentioned, I haven't tried any of the others, but I can definitely recommend this one if you are a Big Shot user, because I found it really easy to use with it. I'll put details in the description box on YouTube of all the products I've used, so if you are interested in getting any of these supplies, all the details will be there. Thanks ever so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.